Hello everyone, ForeverElite here guys, welcome back to a brand new story video. Now this is actually on Sunday because yesterday, Saturday, was very busy. I had a lot of unexpected things happen. I wasn't able to get the video out on time, so I do apologize for that. Nevertheless guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's story. Anyway, it was about 2008, so I was 8 at the time, and it was actually during the summertime. Now, the summertime is where we do a lot of really fun things like family vacations, family trips, just all sorts of different events. And my parents have been wanting to go on a vacation just to tour Colorado. So they were planning on just going around and just having a big old road trip to tour Colorado and whatnot. And so we were kind of planning, we were kind of figuring out what we want to do, what route we wanted to take. Well, obviously my parents were, since I was still a little child. But they were still trying to figure out what to do and what they wanted to travel and which route would be best. And then as they were searching online, they actually did find this place that is looking like a pretty nice mountain resort. And so it was a resort that was located in the mountains, obviously. They were like, okay, this looks like it's pretty nice. I mean, it had a pool, it had a tennis court, it had a nice little workout area. And they're like, hey, you know what, this sounds pretty good. Let's try to go for this. And so here they are, they're searching around there, they find this resort, and they're like, all right, well, I guess we can plan on this. Now, I saw this, and I was like, okay, frick yes, it's going to be amazing, I can't wait. It's going to be, the best resort ever. It's a resort located in the mountains, so it's obviously going to be amazing. And the thing that I looked forward to the most was actually the pool. Now, on the website, the pool was shown as being half inside and half was outside, and you actually, swim underneath a wall to get under to the outside and to the inside and whatnot. So it was a hybrid pool, which was actually really cool. And so I was looking forward to that, and my little 8-year-old self was going yes, a pool that's both inside and outside. Think about all the possibilities you could do, which isn't really many because you just kind of go outside if you're really, really hot, and you go inside if you're really cold. And so the next day, after planning and trying to figure out what exactly we wanted to do, we all hop in the family van and we start to go. So here we are, we're hitting the road, we're going up towards the mountains, which are actually not too far away from us. Since we do live in Colorado, the mountains are quite close. And so, yeah, we're just driving. It was about a 4 to 5 hour drive. And after many stops, many gas refills, many out to eat burgers, we're just okay, we finally arrived. We drove into the whole resort, and it was actually pretty dead. There was only about 5 other families there. And so, if we're being completely 100% honest, it looked like a dump. It was it honestly just looked like a trailer park. It was just, what the heck? It was chain link fence, barbed wire, it was really kind of sketchy, to be honest. So we go in and we check in, and the place where you check in is just so sketchy. It's literally the owner lives in a permanent RV. They took the wheels off a huge RV and then cemented it into the ground. And so here we are, we're just checking into some person's RV that they basically live on their own property, which is this whole resort. And that's just kind of the first little red flag in my 8-year-old mind. I'm like, why do they live in a little RV? Why don't they build a cabin? And so meanwhile, I'm just kind of, asking all these questions to myself. So we drive over to our little cabin that we had reserved for a few days, and we're all excited to go and see what's in it and what adventures are awaiting us. And we go in, we go up about 3 steps, if I remember correctly. And as soon as you go up those 3 steps, you're in the kitchen. And the kitchen is super tiny. There's a table, and then there's a counter, a sink, and a few cabinets, and that's it. There's really honestly nothing in there. So we get into the kitchen, which is super tiny. We spot a TV, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, this is gonna be awesome. There's a TV. Because until 2012, I had not had a TV. We never actually had a TV in our house. We were just sheltered little children. But yeah, they had a TV, and we're like, okay, well, we know what we're going to be doing, because, oh man, I don't know about this place yet. So we continue, and about 6 steps later, we're in the bedroom. And the bedroom is, well, basically the biggest part of the cabin. It's literally a kitchen, a bedroom, and a bathroom for a family of 5. And so my family of 5, we're just kind of okay, well, this is going to be interesting. And in the bedroom, there's about 6 bunks. The bunks that are mounted onto the wall. And then there's a tiny little bathroom and a tiny shower, and that's basically the entire cabin. So here we are. We're staying in a tiny cabin that basically can barely hold our family of 5. And we're just kind of stuck. We're just stuck in this little cabin. And it was not too fun. So eventually, I start to get a little bit adventurous. I'm like, I kind of want to go look around, just see what the place is like. And then I remember that there was a pool on the property. So I quickly got into my swim trunks, and we were going to go swimming. So my entire family, besides my mom, she was just staying in the cabin. But my 2 older brothers and I, and then my dad, we all went to the pool. Now this pool was so disappointing. We went to the person's, like the owner's RV, to ask about the pool, and they said it was locked and it won't be open for the whole time we're there. And if you guys remember, this is basically the one thing I was looking forward to about this resort, is that this awesome hybrid indoor-outdoor pool. And so here we are. We don't get this special pool, and we're all sad. And so we kind of go, we take a look at the pool anyway, just to see what it's like. And it's like legit the size of a hot tub. Like this place, though, it's like a complete disaster in every single way, shape, and form. Like it's the size of a hot tub. Yes, there is indoor and outdoor parts to it, but it's like, it was legit like the size of a hot tub. It was so disappointing. So, very saddened, we return back to our cabin, and we decide to watch some TV. And honestly, guys, we were living the life. We were living that 3-channel life. Legit, it was 3 channels on this TV. One channel was 24/7 infomercials. The next channel was 24/7 Teletubbies. And the third channel was a 24/7 news channel for local news. It wasn't even like national news. It was legit just like local news of the town and of just the tiny little town that this resort was in. And we're just like, well, this sucks. So we watched Teletubbies for about 30 minutes. We watched them continuously walk up and down a stupid green hill while creepy eye tubes stalk them, and then this baby sun starts rising. And we're watching the Teletubbies. We've memorized them saying, up, down, and constantly, up, down. And we're like, the amount of even we have is at that can't level. So it's like, it's bad. So we're watching the Teletubbies, we're memorizing everything about this show, and then we decide to go outside and actually find something productive to do with our lives, because we're tired of watching creepy eye tubes come up and down out of the ground. And so while we go outside, we're kind of expecting little eye tubes to come and stalk us from now on. We see that the roads in the entire resort are actually made out of gravel and dirt. And so what do you do when you have nothing else to do except for walking outside on a gravel road? Well, it's pretty simple. With 3 boys out on a gravel road, we decide to start throwing rocks at each other, because that's a flawless plan that obviously will work and will be amazing. So we legit had so much fun for this whole afternoon. We would just throw rocks at each other, try to hit each other and get each other hurt. And we would throw handfuls of rocks for like a shotgun. We would throw it as hard as we could as like a sniper shot. And then we'd throw like a bunch in a row as like a machine gun. It's kind of amazing how much we can amuse ourselves by throwing rocks at each other. It's kind of interesting. So finally we go to bed, and we are roasted alive in my bunk, because that's when I learned that hot air rises. Imagine that. And on top of it, there was basically a completely wooden cabin, which means that there was a lot of heat trapped in there, and it all seemed to rise up into my bunk, where I slowly roasted alive as I was, sleeping. So the next day comes around, we wake up, we eat some of that good old breakfast, and then we watch some more Teletubbies. Yes! We love the frickin' Teletubbies. We had a good old Teletubby marathon going on here. And we also had welts from like throwing rocks at each other. I guess that was probably unexplainable. I mean, of course we're gonna have welts. Like, we threw rocks at each other. Come on. So then we end up leaving. We're just like, we drove home after another day staying there, and it was horrible. We actually did a tour around Colorado instead of throwing rocks at each other, and it was kind of nice because we were just in the van pretty much all day looking at like mountains and pine trees and aspens and just some really pretty stuff. It was really cool just seeing lots of the small towns that are here in Colorado, and it was really definitely worth it. And I also got a stuffed husky, so that was a big highlight of my trip as well. So we arrive home and we're just fine. It was quite the experience and quite the strange vacation, I do have to say. It was kind of a disastrous and big disappointment about this resort, and the fact that I couldn't swim in this this poor pool made me so sad. On the positive note, we did get to know the Teletubby show very, very well, and man, what would I do without those? But anyway, guys, that is the story of what happens when you're very bored in such a disappointing little resort. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Once again, I'm sorry for the lateness of this upload. I was not expecting everything to happen in the way it did yesterday on Saturday, but don't worry, guys. Hopefully that will not happen in the future. It probably will, because you never know what happens. But nevertheless, guys, enjoy Wednesday's video, assuming I can get that on time too. It will be featuring fallen crackers, and I will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye, guys.